Coming to you obviously from the cockpit.
0 Mike Kilo, turn right heading 200.
Excuse some of the noise in the background. Hey, it's Gary. How do you strengthen your belief? Everybody at one point or another, no matter what the goal is, whether it's a relationship goal, especially a business goal, there are things that happen that alter your belief dramatically. So I'm going to share with you something quite interesting in aviation that you have to understand in order to be able to fly safely. It's the same thing that goes on in business. When we fly, for example, I'm flying today to New Orleans, and we took off from Tampa, solid rain. It just now finished raining. We just got out of the rain. So it's been solid. Let's see, how long have I been flying? It's been over an hour where I couldn't even see outside. Now, you have to have a certain license to be able to fly in the clouds. If you don't have that license and you do not have the experience, statistics show within 3 months, within 3 minutes, you're going to crash and die. If you've done any research on JFK Jr.'s crash, that's exactly what happened to him. So the question becomes perhaps, how do you get to the point where you can fly in those clouds and not crash? What's the bottom line? How does that all work? Well, let me share how that works. You have to go through training. And in the training, what's interesting is you don't have to have the real clouds to do it. They put you either in a simulator or they'll give you what's called foggles. It's a foggy glasses, thus the word foggles. And the foggles on the top of the glasses are foggy, where you can't see outside unless you lift up, to train you not to look outside. And here's the catch. Then you're trained and taught. You must be taught.
Just confirm.
You are trained
the call sign is
and
number
taught
374
to fly by your instruments or your beliefs, not by how you feel. And I don't care how many years of experience, how smart you think you are, you have to learn to fly by your instruments. Same thing in life, same thing especially in business. If you're new to business, what'll happen is something happens that's tough, negative. It'll always take you more time, money, energy, and effort to succeed
you sure that's not the reciprocal?
At what you want to succeed at. So if you're new at anything, what happens is these problems, they alter your belief system. And what happens is it knocks you off course where you fly by your feelings. The rejection, the financial problems, all these things cause you to want to quit because you feel hurt, you feel rejected, you question how in the world am I going to get through this? And then, with the proper training, with the proper masterminds, with the proper people in your court, they're going to train you to hang in there. Here's what you need to believe and fly by your instruments no matter how you feel. If you feel like quitting, if you feel rejection, if you feel it's not going to work, if you feel people are making fun of you. And I could go on and on and on. So ultimately what happens in our training in the aviation world, in the business of aviation or the learning or training of it, you are put through scenarios where you cannot see outside. You are put through scenarios where you are challenged to think about flying by your feelings, and you have to learn to ignore it, and you have to listen and watch
November 0 Mike Kilo,
whatever the instruments are telling you, that's what you have to do. Now here's also what's interesting. Legally, we have to calibrate these instruments. And if we don't calibrate these instruments, we could believe them, but they could be wrong.
The visual approach, runway 34, good morning.
We could believe our instruments and they could be wrong if they're not calibrated. Here's the bottom line for you. If you have the wrong coach, they could be calibrating you down the wrong direction. If you have the wrong belief system and you get knocked back down and you try to get back up on the wrong belief, you could still crash. It could still be a bad day. Proximity is power. So who are you in proximity with to give you the right beliefs to get you on course when you get off course? Because it's going to happen. And here's the interesting thing. In fact, in a couple days, I've got to go into a simulator. I've got to go do what's called a check ride. I've got to do what's called recurrency. This is mandatory. Every year, there's certain things that we have to do mandatory. Every 3 months, every 6 months, every 12 months. That should be mandatory for entrepreneurs. It should be mandatory that you go to an event. My inner circle, it's not mandatory, but they show up with me every single week. And it's mandatory, if you will, and they show up with me on one of my masterminds to the Bahamas. So what they're doing is they're getting an injection, if you will, of a strong belief system. So they get altered a little bit, it gets you back on course. How many times have you ever felt like, a project or something that you're doing may not be working, something's not going
November
well?
1 Papa, turn right heading 160, vectors left.
You reach out, you listen to maybe a video like this and realize, wait a minute, it's just a feeling. If I learn to master that feeling and figure out what the belief is I need to fly by, I'll get this. Or you go to a mastermind, or you hang around people, because your network is your net worth. Don't ever forget that. You're going to create and adopt the thinking of the people that you hang with. So if you go to an event that's really high level and you've got some high level people, and before you came to that event you felt, man, you're questioning your belief system, you're constantly altering your thought process back and forth. Can I do it? Yes I can. Can I do it? Yes I can. You know what I'm talking about. And then you go to one of these events, or you go to a mastermind, or my inner circle once a week, and what's it do? Man, it injects that belief. So it's kind of like those foggles. Those foggles get you trained, and you pretend to get in the bad weather. And when you pretend to get in bad weather, it gets you to get stronger, so your belief system is stronger, so you learn to ignore the negative feelings, and you learn to fly by your instruments and those beliefs. So I encourage you, whether it be my inner circle, my mastermind, somebody else's, the bottom line is you need to have that. And if you don't have that, your belief system is going to be too easily altered, and you will probably end up quitting, or when you get knocked down, you'll be knocked down for a long time. All right, so here's to managing your beliefs. Know what they are, and make sure when you get knocked down, you have those beliefs as a guide to keep you going. All right, hope you've enjoyed today's video. I am out of here. Between now and the next time we get to chat, you know what to do, and if you don't, you do now. What is it? Don't let others rent space in your head. And on top of that, don't let those negative emotions and feelings rent space in your head. Learn to ignore those negative feelings, fly by your beliefs, calibrate your beliefs, know what your beliefs are, and make sure those are the beliefs that are going to take you to the direction and the destination that you want to go. I'm out of here. Have a blessed day.